Hello, I'm Dr. Debbie, and this is Evolve Global 22's Healing Light Studio. We offer gentle, evidence-informed, soul-rooted practices for adults, children, and families, supporting whole person healing, health, and wellness with a special focus on nervous system regulation, emotional wellness, identity and self-connection, healing in everyday life, and balance that actually works in the real world. Our work is guided by the power of three: energy medicine, Ayurveda-inspired living, and herbal wisdom. We strive to help heal the whole person, a truly comprehensive, integrated approach. This work continue in a sustainable and accessible way. We have created Evolve Global 22's Healing Light Studio on Patreon. Patreon allows this work to exist without overwhelm, without high financial barriers, and without asking people to do more than they are able. There is a space for you here at whatever level feels right. Healing happens here. Wholeness lives within you. Hello, everybody. Good evening. How was our day today? I had a wonderful day. A couple little hiccups here and there, but nothing major. So I am grateful that you are here. Welcome. This is the place. Healing happens here. Wholeness lives within you. And for those of you who don't know about us and you're new to us, I'm Dr. Debbie. This is Evolve Global 22's Healing Light Studio. And tonight is Tuesday. We live stream every night, Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I try to keep it between 20 minutes to maybe a half an hour. Sometimes we go a little over. But this is a place for all. So welcome, welcome. Let's get into tonight. This week has been wonderful so far. Like I said, today was a couple little hiccups, but no big deal. And we just keep our focus on what's most important to us. And our live streams are Evolve Global 22's free healing circle. We also have Evolve Global 22 on Patreon, where we take all of this content and we put it into master classes, and we put it into support sessions and groups and meditations and practices and a community of healing that anybody who is interested or wants to gain support for themselves. It's very affordable. Check it out. But this is our free healing circle. And tonight is Tuesday. Our theme is coming home from self-monitoring to presence. Knowing about yourself is not the same as being with yourself. Now, I want to again welcome you back, all of you. There are some of you who have been attending all of the live streams or reviewing them and viewing them as a video later. And I want to thank you. I recognize you're out there. I see you, and I so appreciate your support. And I would love for anybody to come on and say how this work has helped you in any comments to any video. So in recent circles, we've been grounding into a core truth of healing. Healing is not about fixing yourself. It's about restoring relationship with your body, relationship with your nervous system, and relationship with the world and the universe and the creator of all that is. We've talked about regulation. We've talked about safety. We've talked about how the body protects us intelligently. Tonight's core focus grows directly from that foundation. Insight without presence can still keep us disconnected. Tonight, we are exploring three ideas that are often promoted and praised as healing, but quietly keeps many people stuck. So what are they? Self-awareness, that's thrown around everywhere. Insight, that's thrown around everywhere. And understanding yourself, that's thrown around loosely everywhere. Now, there's nothing wrong with insight, but there is a difference between knowing about yourself and being with yourself. And one of the things that I think is very challenging for us as human beings in the modern world, something that we've all fallen into in one way, shape, or form, is that we cannot just be still with ourselves. And this is reflected in so many ways, which we will touch on some of those ways tonight. But you know, there are some people, and I used to be one of those some people, that they just can't be alone with themselves. They got to constantly be going, constantly be around people, constantly run, running, rat race, whatever. They have to constantly be at something. They cannot sit down and just be with themselves. And this is a big challenge. This is something that is a number 1, 2, and 3 indicator of that we're not in alignment, not with ourselves, not with the universe, not with anything. Many of us live our lives from the neck up. We think about our bodies. We analyze our emotions. We narrate our experiences, but we don't inhabit ourselves. This often looks like, here's your examples: explaining feelings instead of feeling them, constantly checking to see if we are okay, monitoring reactions instead of resting inside them, and asking, am I doing this right? Here is tonight's key teaching. Monitoring yourself is not the same as being present. Monitoring is something the body learned to do to stay safe. Presence is something the body allows when it feels accompanied. Now let's slow this down and get right into our learning points. Core learning point number 1, awareness without embodiment is still distance. What this means is this, my friends: you can be very self-aware and still not be with yourself. Awareness lives in the mind. Embodiment lives in the body. When awareness isn't paired with presence, the mind stays busy, but the body remains unsupported. Here are some real life examples: talking about feelings instead of sensing them, knowing your triggers but still feeling unsettled, having language but not relief. What this feels like: a busy mind, a quiet body, subtle emptiness. This shows up often in thoughtful, spiritually engaged, high responsibility people, especially caregivers and helpers. Here's a question I want you to ask yourself and reflect upon. Am I understanding myself or actually staying with myself? Here's core teaching number 2. Insight explains, but it doesn't heal absence. What this means, my friends, is understanding why you feel the way you feel does not automatically bring you back into yourself. Many people say, I know where this comes from, but I still feel off. They say, I understand my patterns, but nothing shifts. This affects our emotional stability. We become frustrated, filled with self-doubt, and we quietly discourage ourselves. Insight explains, presence repairs. This is why people can do years of healing work and still feel disconnected inside. Here's another reflection question. Ask yourself this: what am I hoping insight will give me that presence actually provides? Core learning point number 3. Monitoring is survival. Presence is a relationship. This means monitoring yourself is something the body learned when safety was uncertain. Presence becomes possible only when the body feels accompanied. Monitoring does this to the nervous system when you're constantly monitoring yourself? It keeps it alert. It keeps it scanning. It keeps it braced. Presence, on the other hand, allows softening, settling, trust. Internal monitoring sounds like, am I calm enough? Is this right? Should I be better by now? Monitoring tightens the system. Presence tells the body it's not alone. Here is a question I want you to ask yourself on this one. What would shift if I didn't have to supervise myself right now? Core learning point number 4. You can know yourself deeply and still not be with yourself. This means that self-knowledge does not equal self-connection. You can be articulate, insightful, emotionally intelligent, and still feel unseen by yourself. This creates instability, competence without comfort, clarity without connection. Healing isn't about knowing more, it's about staying more. Here's another reflection question. Ask yourself this: where do I leave myself while explaining myself? And last, core teaching point or core learning point number 5. Presence is what allows the system to land. What this means is healing doesn't happen when the mind works harder. It happens when the system is allowed to arrive. Presence is not effort, it's permission. What changes then when presence replaces monitoring? The body settles, emotions flow and move naturally, capacity expands. Think about this. What would it be like to let myself land instead of improve? As always, we frame everything here in the power of 3. In energy medicine, monitoring pulls energy upward into the head. Presence returns energy to the center, chest, belly, or seat. Presence brings energy home. From the Ayurvedic lens, overthinking creates imbalance. Grounding restores rhythm and safety. Healing happens when the system is allowed to land. From the herbal wisdom perspective, stimulating support wakes us up. Nourishing support helps us stay. Some support activates, some support stabilizes. So here are some real life examples of how this challenge manifests for us. Feeling tired, but explaining instead of resting. Analyzing discomfort instead of staying with it. Feeling anxious about feeling anxious. Doing healing right, but still feeling far away. Here's an important reminder. This does not mean you're doing healing wrong. It means your body learned to survive watching instead of staying. As always, my friends, we have our 5 reflection and journaling questions tonight. If you have not started journaling, start journaling, please. There is not another tool that I think is most important to getting towards your inner self and connecting with yourself. Even if you start with 5 minutes a week, 1 day a week. So here they are. Where do I supervise myself instead of accompanying myself? Number 2, what am I afraid will happen if I stop checking? Number 3, when did monitoring become how I stayed safe? Number 4, what does presence feel like in my body, not my thoughts? And last, number 5, where can I practice staying just a few seconds longer? And always remember the reflection questions are in the description in the videos and live stream. And also I try to reference them in the first comment. Remember all, Patreon, Evolve Global 22 is on Patreon. That's where we do the deep dive. This month, we're doing a deep dive into the body. What we explore here is the healing circle. It's the head and heart of the work. The healing circle is the head and heart of our work. And I do these free learning circles so people have access. But really on Patreon, that is where you really gain the tools, strategies, practices, guidance, support. Patreon is there for everybody. We have 2 tiers. The second tier is the healing circle. At this time, for the first 50 members, because they are going to be the founding members, it's only $7.99 a month. That is where we slow down, where we practice embodiment, where we move from understanding into lived integration. Under our new format, we take one core teaching, bring it into the body, and stay with it long enough for the system to change. Also, don't forget, this Friday, we start our collaboration with Heartful Muslima. She will be with us in our community, bringing us some wisdom, faith-centered grounding, and relational healing into the conversation. Fridays are where these teachings meet lived life. So tonight, we learned that awareness is not the same as presence. We learned that insight explains, but presence repairs. We learned monitoring is a survival skill, not a failure. We learned healing happens when the body feels accompanied. And we learned staying, even briefly, is already healing. You don't need to understand yourself better tonight. You're invited to be with yourself more gently. Your body is not something to watch over. It's something to sit with. And every moment you stay, you are already coming home. I'll see you tomorrow inside our healing circle. And always remember, healing lives here, wholeness lives within you. Peace, love, and light. I love you all and thank you. Have a good one and stay safe.